Hey guys, we're gonna see how this works. If this light is too bright, I don't know. We'll see. This is from my from my camper, so I'm teaching to you guys from there. So today, um, it's going to be a little bit different, and I know you see a lot of things on my screen, but um, I haven't figured out how else to be able to present it where I can move these little colored boxes. So we'll see. So anyway, this lesson is 62 and it's classifying different triangles. So I wanted to go ahead and start off by, at the beginning of the year, toward the beginning, we talked about these three different types of angles. The acute angle here on the left, and then the right angle has a right uh, angle, a 90-degree angle in it, and the obtuse angle if it's bigger than 90. Acute, obtuse. Okay, so it's very similar for naming triangles. Okay, so if you've got a triangle that has every single one of these angles in it are acute, it's called an acute triangle. Okay, if you have a right angle at all there, which you're only going to have one of them, but if you have a right angle in a triangle, that is called a right triangle. Okay, sorry, my children. And okay, so if you have a triangle and you have at one obtuse angle, like a really big angle, then that's going to be considered an obtuse triangle. So it kind of goes along with what the angle names that we already know. So also I want to get you guys familiar with, if you're looking at this triangle right here, um, there. If you're looking at this triangle right here, there's a couple of things to kind of know about it. People say, like, angle A, this angle right here, is opposite of this side, BC. Or they may say the longest side, AB, is opposite the right angle. So a lot of times they refer to the angles and their sides on the opposite side. So angle B, the opposite side of it is AC. Okay, and this is important because this is how we can um, put like side lengths in the correct order from biggest to smallest, or from angles, from the smallest angles to the largest angles. Okay, so here's some examples. Again, I gotta figure this out. I'm sorry. Here, I think that's right. There. So these are just a couple of the like opposites of each other. The angle and the side opposite of it are kind of in a relationship. Okay, so if we look at the second, like let's look at this first example. And I'm asking you to name the sides of this triangle in order from shortest to longest. Well, we need to look at the angles. We have angle 73, and this angle is 41. So in order to compare all my sides, I kind of need to know all my different angles. And so what do we know is true about all the angles of a triangle? They add up to 180. So if I know I have 73 and I have 41, if I add those two, I get what? 114. Take that away from 180 and I get 66 degrees. So I know this angle right here is 66 degrees. Okay? So 60. I'm still learning, guys. Be patient with me. Okay, now, so if I want to then order my sides, I look at these angles and say, okay, what's the side that is related to the smallest angle? So if my smallest angle is 41, then the side that is in relationship with it is XY, is this side. Okay, so that's the smallest one. The next smallest angle is this one, so the side that goes with it is XZ. And the biggest one is across from the biggest angle. That's XZ. Okay, so and again, you guys know this, you guys can you can switch like XY. That could be YX and XZ, ZX, same thing. So across from the smallest angle is the smallest side, and so on. So you go across from the smallest angle, get the smallest side, next smallest, so on. Okay, so let's look at this one. So name the sides of this triangle in order from shortest to longest. So right now we have angle 40. We have a right angle, which is 90, right? And so I've got to figure out what my C is first. Well, if I've got 90 and I have 40, that's 130. Take it away from 180. My angle here is 50. Okay, now you know all the angles. Now you can figure out which side is the shortest. So you go with the smallest angle. It's 40. And so the side opposite of it is CB or BC, whichever you want to call it. The next biggest angle is the 50. And across from it is AB. And your next largest angle is 90. And across from it is AC. Okay? So what if I wanted to do we're actually going to go to the next slide and then come right back to that problem. Okay, I wanted to look at this first one right here. This first one, if I am just giving you, instead of the last time I gave you all the angles and you had to name the sides, now what if I give you the sides, can you name the angles in order? So again, the opposite side and the opposite angle are those are the relationships. So if it's named the angles in this triangle in order from smallest to largest, you go with the smallest side. So this AB is our smallest side, right? Well, across from it is angle C. That's my first one. Okay. Now, what's the next biggest side? 12. So across from it is angle A. That's the next one. And then the last one, the biggest side is 14, which is the biggest angle B. Okay, I hope you guys truly see the relationship between those. And that's how you can put things in order. And you will use that for years to come. Okay, so let's go back to this second slide. Okay, now, if let's just look at this question. It says, which side of this triangle are the same length? So again, you need to figure out what my third angle is, right? So you've got 58 and you've got 61. So if I add those and then take it away from 180, I got Adam 119, and I take it away from 180, I get 61. Okay, so that means Q is 61. Okay, so that's a pretty, okay, the next thing is now, you have two angles that are the exact same. So that also means their two opposite sides are also equal. Okay, they're the same. So the opposite side to 61 here, to angle R, is SQ. That's one of them. And then here's the other 61, so opposite side of it is SR. Those two are equal to each other. Angle Q equals angle R, so then there's two sides. Very good. Okay, so if they have two angles that are the exact same, which also means they have the two sides that are the exact same, they're called isosceles triangles. Okay, so two sides or two angles the exact same. Okay, an equilateral triangle, I think you guys are very familiar with that, is all the sides the same and all the angles are the exact same. So, my little tick marks, these little lines right here, tick marks, is a way I compare sides. So if they had the same number of tick marks, see each of these had two, that means they're all congruent. They're congruent to the other ones with the same amount of tick marks. Okay. Now, so as equilateral, you have all three sides the same angles. Isosceles, you have two sides the same or equal in the angles. What do you think scalene is? They have none of the same angles or none of the same side. Sides are all different. Okay? So let's do one more thing and then I'll let you guys do some. So the question here is called the perimeter of an equilateral, which means what? All three sides are the same. The perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 2 feet. How many inches long is each side? Wait a second, feet and then inches, so I gotta make that conversion, right? So 2 feet is really equal to how many inches? 24, right. So there's that part first. Now that's the perimeter. That means the outside. And how many sides of a triangle are there? 3. So if I take that 24 and I divide it by 3, I should get my 8 inches. Each side is 8 inches. If I was to add those 8 inches, 8 inches, and 8 inches, I would get 24, which is 2 feet. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed my little clip, and until next time.